Straight up, Masterclass Podcast. You know what time it is.
You're tuned into the Masterclass
Yeah, shout out to Masterclass Podcast.
There we go.
And it is a class of masters.
OG Samge, Rashid K, Triple.
Probably the only hip-hop podcast that I know.
First podcast to give me a shout out, so you know the real recognize real.
Shout out to the Masterclass Podcast. I'm right here, man, rapping you. Yo, I love what you're doing to hip-hop. And, you know, they're always talking, shining light on us as the artists,
Sure.
as the music fraternity. And since I appreciate it, so keep on doing what you're doing, man. I
Appreciate you, man. Good to see the...
Shout out to the Masterclass Podcast. Mwah.
Greetings, Massive and crew. Once again, it's Rashid K, the HNIC, the Beast Ren God. This is the Masterclass Podcast, episode 148. We're back at it.
Damn, 148.
148, nigga.
Word, man. Like crack addicts.
Yo.
Fiending for this thing.
Yo.
Looking out for what's hot so we can get some.
We're non-stopping.
Word up, man. I go by the name of Triple OG. OG Samke for those who don't know me. Episode 148.
148.
Yeah, we've been moving.
Yeah.
Love to see it.
We'll
Shout
hit
out
that
to the
50.
students.
We'll hit that 50 soon.
Word. When we're doing another live show, we should do one for
150.
We'll see.
Oh, maybe 200.
200, we're doing something.
Yeah, of course. For
200.
200, we'll do a big one at the venue with
Yeah.
the live audience.
Live audience, and
Yeah.
then we party afterwards, and niggas can perform, put
Yeah,
some
yeah.
cats on, give them a platform. How you been feeling, the 148? The platform, the Masterclass platform as a hip-hop platform. How do you feel about it?
I feel that we have a niche market. You know, we have a core following.
Word.
Because I've been traveling all around the country. You know, everywhere you go, you get people who like follow the Masterclass religiously.
Yeah.
It might not be a lot of people, but everywhere I go, there's people like, yo, the Masterclass. You know, that encourages me. Like,
Yeah.
it shows me that we're doing something or we're on the right track.
Yeah, I just love the fact that if we drop an episode, guaranteed there'll be people that will watch it.
Yeah.
Every single week, they'll tell you what you said, how you said it.
Yeah.
Niggas will stop me in the streets and like disagree with me about something we said in episode
Yeah.
80 something.
The thing I like about the Masterclass, it doesn't just attract like any audience.
Yeah.
If you
It's
watch,
very niche.
Yeah, it's very niche. When you watch the Masterclass, you know exactly what you're looking for and you know exactly what you're gonna get.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
love that.
You don't come here for gossip. You don't come here like talk about other people. You don't come here to slander people just to trend. No, we
Word.
don't do that here.
Now, based on what we've just said, as a musician, what is it better to have, right? Mm-hmm. Is it better to have what we have right now, where we've got 1,000 people who we know are gonna watch every episode, over having 1 million people who we don't even know if they really fuck with this thing, or So as a musician, when you drop music, you want your core as the more important people over the general pop.
I saw this quote online the other time. They say, if you want a huge audience, target idiots.
I saw that somewhere as well.
Yeah.
Bumper sticker vibe.
Yeah. You know what I mean? You can have like people brag about numbers, you know. You can have 1 million idiots following you, and you can have 1,000 quality followers.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing to have a bit of both.
Yeah, you can have bit of both. For business,
Yes.
you need those idiots.
You need numbers.
Yeah, you need numbers.
You need those idiots. Brilliant idiots.
You know what I mean? But for sustainability and longevity, you need the core audience. You need those 1,000 people who are gonna run with you through thick and thin.
Yeah, I think it's more important, especially in today's time.
Yeah.
Like, if we could move social media numbers into reality, if you've got 1,000 core audience,
Yeah.
you can pack up a nice place with 1,000 people.
We always do when we
know what I
do outside broadcast. When we do OBs, we always pick up venues. We've never shot at an empty venue.
Facts, actually. Yeah, we haven't. We've never, ever shot. I saw also Switch did the Switch that put me on, and even that had like core audience pulled up for him. You know?
Yes.
And it kind of makes it look like there's a mad wide audience, but
It's
it's just people that fuck with
As
him,
long
yeah.
as you cater to your audience, then it should be good.
Yeah, but also don't not drop music because you don't have numbers. You know?
Yeah.
Drop your music with the numbers or not. You never know when it might catch on to the
You
gem
make
pop.
numbers, you create numbers. You're not gonna wait until there's numbers. Where are they gonna come from? You must start from zero and then see the numbers grow.
As they grow, so do you.
Yeah.
All right. How's your hip hop week been?
Oh, it's been alright, man. It's been alright. Still at it with the gents, 1426. You know, trying to push some movement towards the side. You know.
Yeah.
But otherwise, yeah, I'm just here and there observing what's going on in the culture.
Word. I've been looking at 1426, and you said there's 7 of y'all in that.
Yeah.
Shit. Does that work in 2025? That squatter camp movement, squatter camp vibe.
No, it's just homies who grew up together, like solo artists. We just decided to like, yo, let's do this, and it's been getting a good reception. You know, people are vibing with it.
It's all fun and games until you guys start making money. Then we'll see if this thing works or not.
No, fortunately, you know, you have people who've been in the industry like myself and Kruna. Like we know everything about split sheets, and so before we leave the studio,
Everything is sorted.
Yeah, everything is sorted. You already know what your percentage is.
What you gonna get?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess then it requires, if you're gonna have a group, especially young up and coming artists, if you're gonna have a group, it's important to have someone, not gonna say necessarily in the group, but someone who has the knowledge of how
Yes.
this group thing works.
Yeah, if it's not in the group, it must be around the group. You know, maybe managing the group must be like clued up about paperwork and the industry.
Speaking of managers, we've touched on it like years ago.
Yeah.
Do you think we've seen an improvement in artist management in our country? A growth, Nyana? Are there more artist managers who actually know what they're doing? Or we're still stuck in the space where managers are just there to drink riders?
I think managers are important and they are needed if they know what they're doing. Because now, I can have a booking agent, you know, I can have a direct communication with the fans.
Yeah.
You know, now the artist manager's work has to be specific. What are you doing? If I can do 1, 2, 3, and I have a booking agent doing 1, 2, 3, and I have this one doing 1, 2, 3, what's your role? So they need to know what their role is and be specific, you know, because you're gonna end up like not needing a manager. Like, okay, I'm good. My brand has grown. If people want to interview me or they just call me directly. Yeah. You know, so they need to be good at it and stay on their toes because it can, that opportunity can disappear anytime.
Yeah, one thing I've noticed with the artist managers and up and coming artist managers, one thing I will say is that you don't need a manager if you don't have much to manage.
Yeah.
If you can't do it on your own, then I suggest getting a manager, because a lot of times you'll rope a homie in because you just need a manager. You don't even know what the role of a manager is.
Yeah.
Then you'll bring this person into your space, and then
And there's
everything-
nothing to manage.
even that, it's like it's just now an extra body on your on your crew. You know, it's like an extra person that really isn't doing anything.
I've seen a lot of artists using managers. Like, managers end up doing shit they're not supposed to do.
Yeah. Of course.
You know, I have an interview, I don't have transport money, I don't have transport. It becomes like or have a recording session, I have this and that. Like it becomes the manager's responsibility, and that's not what managers do.
It's not what you're supposed to do.
You know, they end up coughing cash for you, for an artist.
They end up
You know,
spending all their money that they work for, whatever job they have.
hoping that I'm investing, it will come back someday. But that's not what managers are supposed to do.
Facts. I don't know about you. Have you managed an artist before?
Yes, I have.
How was that experience? Like, I get lots of homies come through to me
With
and be
me,
like, yo,
it was-
please
it
manage
was-
me. Please manage me. I'm like, hey, yo, I'm not an artist manager.
With me, it was mainly friends, people I'm with every day.
Which is what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
It's like,
you know.
but
so-
you at least, sorry to cut you, you at least know the work.
Yes,
Because that's
I
what
know the
happens all the
work.
time. People are being managed by their friends. You know?
Yeah.
A lot of the time. And I don't think that's a great thing to have your homie be
I
your
think
manager.
I think a lot of people, especially when it's friends, they take someone to do the PA work
Yeah.
and call it that artist management.
Yeah.
You know, like if you wanna talk to me, call
this
some
nigga,
gay.
yeah.
What if you call some? So I'm using you as a PA. That's not artist management. Yeah.
All right. So with your experience, what was some of the things that you saw that you feel like, shit, this is what makes me an artist manager? Like some of the good and the bad shit that happens for artist manager.
I think an artist manager is needed because artists are vulnerable and desperate. Yeah. If if I say to an artist, I'm having an event, I'm giving you a platform, come perform for free, an artist will take it.
We'll take it for
But
sure.
the manager's like, no, here's our rate, take it or leave it, or we can go down from there. You
That's
know,
crazy. Yeah,
but
that's true.
an artist, they just want to see themselves on stage, which is not a good idea for an artist to negotiate any deals themselves.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's personal for them.
Yeah,
For the manager, he can
because the
look
most
from a
important
business.
the most important thing to an artist is art.
Yeah.
Is my music. My music needs to get out there. People need to see me, and then that's how you get exploited.
The manager would be there, and how we're gonna get you to that
Yes.
place. Okay, I see it. I'd love to see a lot more artist managers, especially in the hip hop space. It just always shocks me when I see these young dudes who have nothing really, like not even a song anyway, not even a TikTok song, and you're really looking for a manager. And I'm just like, you could probably manage this thing on your own, you know, for now.
You have a phone, you can manage it.
Yeah, and it's like then you can take those gigs where it's like come perform for free because you're nobody.
Yeah.
So you need that exposure. You can take them, but as soon as you got a bit of hype, get yourself someone who knows what they're doing in the space. It'll take you as an artist a lot more further. You know, I have seen like there are also, I think I seen one on social media. I'll try to look for it so Nkuli can put it up. Where they've got a lot of artist managers, and you can come and say, I want to work with Uzban. You can check out some of those agencies as well, and get yourself proper management that will help you get some money, rather than get exposure all the time. You know, which is crazy though. What's more important, exposure or money?
Exposure will give you money.
So
Will expose you to
one
money.
has to come before the other.
Yes.
You're not just gonna fall into a couple of 100,000.
No. when no one is exposed to you.
No one even knows you like that.
Yeah.
All right, I get it though. Shout out to all the artist managers out there. Your work doesn't go unseen, especially by us.
Yeah.
We appreciate niggas who are there for the right reasons and not just for free Remy Martins, you know? All right. Anything else caught your eye during the week?
That
That was quite crazy. We spoke a lot about the new music
Yeah.
last week, so I'm sure there's some new shit coming soon.
Yeah, there's from now on I expect new shit every Friday.
Word. Let's promo Back to the City. Tickets are out.
Yeah, tickets are out.
Tickets
Back
are out.
to the
Go buy it,
city.
dog.
You know, they still on the cheapest level. Yabo. early bird tickets.
The early bird's like 2 clipper.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be that
And that
come
shit is
October.
still gonna go up to 800. Buy it now while it's still too
for general.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Have you guys started working on the lineups and shit?
Yeah, we're busy with it. We're busy with it. weighing our options and this and that. But we started working on it. If you want that ticket, go to www.backtothecityfestival.com.
I know a couple of artists who have been booked for Back to the City, right? And then the next year they're not booked. Why does that happen?
No one has a birthright to perform back to this. Just because you were booked this year, it doesn't mean that you're gonna be booked next year.
So does it mean I'm
what
not
if
as good anymore?
No, you didn't drop. We can't bring you
But
to
they
come
dropped.
perform. We can't bring you to come perform the same thing that you performed last year.
Unless you are a name.
Unless you are.
A name, like a big name. Then you
No,
can-
even being a big name doesn't give you an automatic spot.
That's crazy, yo. Because I know a couple of artists who really get touched by the fact that, shit, I was at Back to the City last year, but this year I'm not on the bill. Does that mean my shit is trash now? Because it's not like they're not dropping. Maybe they just don't have that hit song or whatever. But it's not like niggas not dropping music. The same niggas were there.
It's the lineup is limited. So there's gonna be like, okay, do we go for this one or that one? There's competition in selecting the lineup.
And if I was dope, if I was dope last year, maybe there's a new kid who's dope this year.
Yeah.
And then I've got to fall off.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean I'm trash.
Doesn't mean
Not getting the booking this year.
last year there were new kids on the block. You know, there was Tony Diamond, there was Usmamane, there was Kane Kid performing for the first time at Back to the City. There's 3 people who fell off.
Yeah. Somewhere there's
There's 3
we
people.
had to cancel 3 people.
to put these kids on.
But that's
so
what I'm saying.
it's not that 3. So it happens every year. Like, yo, there's a hot kid, there's a new kid this year. Where do we place him? We place them there. So you bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would feel like that would feel like a statement to me, dog. If I was on the lineup last year and then this year because there's these new kids and I'm not on, it kind of says that I'm not as good as I was a year ago. You know, it makes me feel like if I'm an artist, it just makes me feel like, yo, I'm kind of falling off, man. They're not even booking me for Back to the only hip hop event in the country that matters like that. I'm not getting the booking. That must mean that my music is shaky.
Yeah, so whatever you do must be
You got to keep consistent.
Be within the top 10 bracket.
Yeah, you need to be consistent to keep that booking, dog. It's a tough one. But yeah, Back to the City happening October.
Yeah, the 11th of October,
Same venue.
as always.
Go buy your goddamn tickets, man. It's going to be a big one. Does Swaziland still do the Hypnotic Fest? Yeah.
They haven't done. Remember they were supposed to bring us 2 years ago. They cancelled it, and then they haven't said anything
They haven't
since.
done an event.
They haven't done anything since.
Wow. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. That used to be a big one.
Yeah, it used to be a big
Almost
one.
Back to the City-esque. All right, go get your tickets, man. We'll see you guys in October. Should we into class? Since there's nothing else that's crazy.
Let's go to class.
There's nothing else.
If you are an artist who's serious about their craft but just can't afford a TV quality music video, don't trip, cause the Masterclass podcast has got you the plug. From as little as 3,000 Rand, you can get yourself a TV quality music video. First, gather the coins, then WhatsApp stand on the numbers below when you're ready. Take your art to the next level with God Motion Films.
That's wild. You know? So I know this week you wanted to speak a little bit about the levels of hip hop in SA.
Like, is hip hop doing enough to compete on the highest level?
Okay.
You know, because we keep on getting albums and songs. Hey, it's nice, dope. It's a 9, it's a 10. But is that on a hip hop level or on a general level? Are we good enough to compete like across all genres?
I think we're good enough to compete, but I don't
But
think we are.
are we competing?
I don't think we are. I don't think we at. If we're talking the highest level, which we might need to define that, as well, you know.
Yes, something that would be get a hip hop artist nominated for best male.
At the Grammys.
Not at the Grammys. Like
That's the highest level.
No, no. I'm saying locally, like at the Summers.
Okay, you're talking local.
You know, yeah. Get a nasty C on the same category as Kabza, not as a feeler, but he has an actual chance to win.
Yes, best male kind of thing.
Yeah, best male kind of thing. Song of the year kind of thing.
Yes.
You know, are we there?
Nah, we're not there.
Why?
I mean, off the dome, I have to recognize the fact that there's another genre that's bossing up the space. The music.
There's
space.
always been genres. I don't buy that excuse. I don't buy, like, Kwaito was the genre, house was the genre, Gqom was the genre. Why is it different now?
I don't think it's different because even then.
So let's not use it as an excuse.
But even then,
yes,
hip hop was not at the highest level.
It was in 2008. Double HP won Best Male at the Summers against all these other genres. In 2012, AKA won Best Male at the Summers against all these genres.
But that's also the thing. We can't always have to signal out one person. Every year we've got one guy who did something.
Yes, I'm saying it's doable. It's been done before. You can't say because now they did it while other genres were dominating.
But that's what I'm saying. Bro. It's like we need to be the dominant. If you're competing on the highest level, that would make you the dominant genre for me.
Yes.
So if we're saying we had Double HP, we had Coolie China, what,
yes,
it's always just one or two artists. It's not the majority where let me finish, where the Kwaito artist or the piano artist is the minority. Has that ever happened where the hip hop is the main thing and then everybody else like, how do we slot into this and we become the hip hop high level?
It's always been about quality over quantity. When those guys are mentioned, the AKAs and the Double HP won those things, they won with quality over quantity. It wasn't like, okay, it's a lot of you, so we're gonna give it to you guys. No, it was like who has the best quality.
Got you.
Yeah.
But still, it's not enough for me to say that even then it was running at the highest level. Because if it's running at the highest level, surely we should have best male with one piano artist in there for the Summers. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But now we have one hip hop artist and four piano artists. So even then,
that's why I'm saying it's possible for quality to beat quantity. You can have 5 people on the category with just one hip hop artist. If that shit is on the highest level, it can beat these 4 guys.
But we need more of them.
Yes,
I don't think it's enough to always have one guy who beats 4 guys.
No, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be one. You know, we need a lot. We need a lot. And where does it start? It starts here. Like before you get there, you need to compete here
with the other people in your genre.
Hip hop. Yeah. You need to compete with him. The more there's competition, the more you get good quality
gems. Yes.
Yeah,
yes, I can agree with that.
Yeah, you're not gonna be like out of nowhere. Now you're competing with the Kabza. Where did you come from?
No, you're gonna have to be hot in your community for you to even get to the place where you're competing with Kabza.
Yeah,
is that when we speak Kabza, we speak highest level of music in South Africa.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yes,
and it's not okay for us to only have one person who's at that level and then say that hip hop has
I'm not saying we need
level.
one. I'm not saying we need one. I'm saying we've done it before, and what's stopping us now? Because we seem to be struggling. It's not. I'm not even buying a popular genre thing because we've always.
There always has been. Yeah.
We've always conquered against that. You know. So, like, I don't understand what the problem is.
Thing is with me, I don't agree with your sentiment of saying that hip hop has competed at the highest level.
It has.
I don't see.
It has.
I don't remember a time when it was so dominant.
I'm telling you. There were a couple of times where Karakara won Song of the Year at the Summers across all genres. Doc Shebeleza won Song of the Year at the Metros across all genres. It's been happening. It's been happening. You know, it's not impossible and it's not a new thing. I'm saying let's do it again. Let's compete on the highest level.
No, I'm with you on that. We
Yeah.
definitely need to get to that. I feel like the highest level would be then if, like you see how we spoke about the competition needs to start in our genre.
Yeah.
I feel like if everyone was trying to get into that space, then we'd be at the highest level, you know. But to have one Karakara here and Doc Shebeleza there is still one or two songs competing at the highest level. The genre
But
itself
I'm saying
is not at the highest level.
those songs came from hip hop having a competition. You know, it's like Sundowns playing Champions League. It didn't come out of nowhere. It had to
They had to
compete
beat here first,
locally.
word.
Yeah.
Win CAF.
Yes. I'm saying we need that competition because now, like when I'm listening to a lot of albums that recently came out, a lot of people are just doing music like they don't care about taking it to the next level. They don't care about pushing the envelope. They're comfortable where they are, you know. As long as if I can drop this album and reach 1 million streams, I'm good. Working on the next project.
Word. I think
There's no big dreams anymore.
I like that. Shout out to the homie Sandy.
Yeah.
No, from what I've noticed and I've seen, especially we spoke about Casper last week.
Yeah.
Hip hop is in a difficult spot right now when we're shitting on ourselves. You know?
While other people are shitting on us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we're gonna hate a cast for making a song that is borderline hip hop, borderline piano, then we're hating on our own thing because that is a hip hop artist, you know, who's trying to compete on the highest level with people who make music that is similar with the hip hop.
Hence I said, the hate and animosity is towards a Casper as a person. You know, nobody said this shit is Afro beats, this shit is not hip hop, this shit. No,
we did, but
yes,
but a lot of people
but I'm
didn't
saying
say
it didn't come from hate.
Yeah, no, a lot of people didn't. It was more about, you know, the music than I'm hating on the person.
Yeah, it was not about the person, it was about the song itself. With Casper, it's different. All the hate is directed at him. Whatever he posts, people will like take it and say, no, but this, hey, your wife this, your girlfriend that. You see, it's personal.
Has nothing to do with the music.
Yeah.
So now, what do we do in that situation? Because we want to compete on the highest level, but then we're like the biggest critiques of ourselves, you know? Today, now, back then, like when Karakara and them were dropping, I think people's ears that listen to hip-hop were more accepting of a song than that might not be that good. But because now hip-hop is on the place where we're looking to get to the highest level, we're hating on songs, and then we can't get any song big because we're saying everything is trash. You know, on ourselves, before even piano guys come in, we'll say, good, Casper's whack now, or KO is whack now. It's like, then how do we get to compete on the highest level when we can't even show love to the niggas that are there now?
But the same song that you're not supporting is gonna go and compete on the highest level.
That's the thing.
You know,
That's the
because
thing.
because the same song you're saying is not good enough, is not hip hop enough, is on millions of streams, is on millions of views. You know, it's gonna compete with other songs who are on the millions of views.
Yeah, even the fact that Gushoban, even the fact that that was on the radio charts for so long, I think it still is.
Yeah, it still is.
The fact that that's been there for so long means that there's people that want to hear this shit.
Yeah.
You know? And then there's us who like, I ain't listening to that. But now where's Casper? How's he going to compete then?
There's people who believes the internet.
Yeah.
They think whatever is
it's
said.
on the internet, it's true.
Yeah, it's true.
It's true. It's facts.
You know, it could be 10 people and then you think, yo, the whole country doesn't like this song.
Exactly. But back then, 2014, 15, there was a lot of garbage that was dropped then, but we just supported it regardless. Like there was artists that dropped, maybe he's got one hit and then drops the album and the album was garbage. But we're not gonna say that.
Yeah.
We're gonna say that this is the hardest shit right now. Fuck whatever, it doesn't matter. Blah. We're gonna support it because we're trying to support the genre. Now we're at the place where it's like, yo, we're critiquing everybody. Like we're not giving anything a chance.
Are you anticipating Ricky's album?
Ooh, actually, we've never spoken about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
You're not.
Nah.
Why not?
It's posthumous. I'm not really a huge fan of posthumous albums.
Especially when they cut and paste.
Yeah, it's like I and also, man, I think Ricky gave us all he had.
Yeah, and I saw that because some of the songs I knew that are on the album.
Yeah.
Now I see what they did. They removed some of the original features. They featured new people.
Is it?
Some of the songs they changed the beats, the production. I'm like, is this what Ricky wanted?
We'll never know that.
We'll never know.
We'll never know that.
But why would he feature those people if he didn't want them
it?
on the song?
Yeah. But what can happen is you feature somebody and then you realize actually this is not gonna work, and then we keep it and you put on your posthumous album. But then
Add someone else.
yeah, artists I think are very sensitive too. So
I think labels at the end of the day they want to cash in.
that's exactly what is happening. I don't like that because us as the people who are gonna spend money on this thing, we don't even know who's benefiting from this. Is it Ricky Foundation? Is it Sony?
Obviously
Mainly
the
Sony.
family. Obviously the family because I saw they were involved, working hand in glove with Sony. So, we just don't know the splits. Who's getting what?
That's also another thing though, as well. And also, with posthumous albums, like I don't know, most of them, it's like you're trying to remind us of what was, you know, and by doing that, you might make us forget about what was, you know.
Yeah.
Because they might drop this posthumous album and then it's not as good as anything else that Ricky dropped one album. So Family-
it's not like AKA they can still drop the greatest hits, take all the hits from different
I like that.
albums.
I like that.
And drop the greatest hits, you know, untempered with no remixes, no new features.
It's just these greatest songs
Greatest
put
songs,
together
yes.
by whoever, Sony, whoever
Yeah.
creates it. But for them to drop like new stuff, it's gonna be interesting to see. I know it's gonna sell.
It is gonna sell because
gonna
we're all
sell.
waiting. We're all waiting.
I'm not. Are you? Are you waiting for it? Like you keen?
Not like I'm eagerly waiting, but obviously I'm gonna get the album and listen to it.
Yeah, I heard someone saying that nobody must drop before or on the same week as that album.
I don't know.
People
about
are saying that because it's like,
there are no rules in this game.
yeah, but I think it was someone from the label actually was talking about because they're pushing this thing. It's coming out next month or something?
April, yeah.
April. So they're pushing it from February, hoping that if you see it, you know not to drop in April because everybody's waiting for this Ricky Rick album. And I'm just hoping. I don't want to be disappointed.
No, but like that doesn't mean anything.
Oh, it does.
I've gotten 3 albums that dropped on the same day. It doesn't mean like I'm gonna go for one and ignore others.
No, I get you, but
Yeah.
general consensus is that if a big artist is dropping, chances are I'm not gonna get to your album same time.
That's just the
I
marketing.
think also
That's
it's
just they
also-
just wanna milk it. That's why they're saying that.
I think it's also because you know the whole numbers matter, blah blah blah. If you want to see your first week's numbers and that matters to you, it kind of matters how many people listen to your music in the first week.
Yeah.
But I don't know if this is not an album you should be afraid to drop on the same day as because it's Ricky, yo. It's Ricky. Actually, it's not Ricky. That's why I'm not waiting for it. It's what other people think Ricky would have wanted to drop. So I'm not really too. I will bump it. I will get it. Make sure I have it. But it's neither here nor there for me, man. For me, it's just R.I.P. Ricky. I hope he's resting in
Do you
peace.
hope it will compete on the highest level?
Nope. I hope it does. Yes, I hope.
Oh.
But I don't think it will.
Oh, okay. I'm like,
I don't think it's gonna compete on the highest level. I don't see it. Hey, it has to be amazing for it to be like album of the year nominee. You know, for the Summers or Summers. That's really good.
We'll hear it and we'll give it a review right here.
Of course. But yeah, man, let homies rest. Let homies rest. I love everything else that Ricky gave me. I'm not complaining. Speaking about Ricky, quickly before we go. Cotton Fest ain't happening. It's Feb now.
It's
Huh?
March now. And we're going to April. It should have happened.
It should have happened in
already.
Feb.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I didn't hear anything.
Y'all niggas didn't even notice. That's the crazy part about it. I'm like, shit, niggas, nobody's on Twitter asking about Cotton Fest. It's not even a thing. Like, I'm like, oh, guys, nobody cares. Or is it dead now?
I don't know.
Of...
I think it's when it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
I think there's a lot more going on behind the scenes than what we see, especially with Cotton Fest. That was a money-making machine. They would pack up the station there here in Newtown. You know, people would come through and come to see everybody performing at Cotton. It was a big thing. It was like back to the city almost. It was getting there. And then all of a sudden, poof, gone. Nobody gives a fuck. That's wild for me, man. I don't know who I need to speak to for us to fix that. But I missed Cotton Fest this year. I thought it was crazy that they didn't do it. And then now there's an album. So you're supporting this shit that's guaranteeing you money as the label. But you don't care about every other initiative that Ricky was doing.
Let's see what happens. Maybe they gonna wait for Durban July again and do it in Durban.
It's not the same, though.
So I'm saying for us to compete on the highest level, let's drop quality albums. Let's compete. We
agree that we're not on the highest level at the moment.
We're mid.
Mid.
Yeah.
Okay. Mid
like
is,
hip hop
mid
is mid.
Mid. Mid is fair. It's fair.
Yeah, hip hop is mid. Everyone is in a comfort zone.
Yeah, I don't think it's okay to have 1 or 2 gems or 3 gems. I think to compete on the highest level, that would mean that our genre is the level that people want to compete with, not us always chasing other genres.
That's why we must up our game.
Yeah, what do we have to do to get that? Good music or what? Like good promo or better personalities in the space?
Just read the room, you know. Don't be dropping an album with cypher beats.
Yeah, 4 or 5 years. Cypher beats is crazy. 4 or 5 years after piano came into the space, are we still upset when we see a piano artist jump on a hip hop song or vice versa?
No,
we're not, no.
Yeah, but that's always been happening. We've had. Since the days of Zola and Amo, Get Scandalous, there was that crisscrossing Kwaito to hip-hop to Kwaito. It's been happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm way more open to it now. Yeah. I think a lot of those kind of collabs will go a long way. You know, what Mkeo and them did with Sete was quite crazy with Young Stana.
Yeah.
I'd love to see a Lim Crazy on a hook with MT or whatever. You know, like it would work better if we're not hating on the other genres. Like, I know I'm a piano artist. I know some producers that will never work with hip-hop guys.
Usually haters are not the buyers of the music anyway, are not the supporters. Like, armchair critics are people who don't do shit but talk or tweet.
Word.
Yeah.
Do you think an American, since they all come into South Africa now, but when they listen to an Amapiano song and they listen to a hip-hop song, do you think, I don't know, it's a question. Do you think they classify everything that comes out of South Africa as just South African music? Be it hip-hop or be it piano or be it Maskandi?
No.
For them, when they're like, oh, this song's from South Africa.
No, I think that they will be so ignorant.
But they are, though.
Like
they're very ignorant.
It's like saying American music, whether it's R&B or country or hip-hop.
It's just American music. But no, that's the thing, though.
There is different genres. They should know that in South Africa there's a Nasty C and there's a Uncle Waffles.
They should know the difference. But now, like, for them, as ignorant as they are, it's like here in South Africa. Chinese music to us is Chinese music. Whether it's a guy rapping or if it's a lady singing or whatever, we don't really say, oh, this is hip-hop, Chinese hip-hop, or this is Chinese R&B, or this is Chinese.
It's exposure. How much are you exposed to when it comes to Chinese music? You know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Even with Bollywood music. It's you hear the music, you hear
You just say
at the
Bollywood.
movies, say Bollywood
Yeah,
music.
there's no
You
distinction.
know what I'm saying?
So I was thinking, do other countries look at our music like that? Do they even see a difference?
No, it doesn't, because our music doesn't sound the same.
It doesn't sound the same.
Yeah.
But to someone who doesn't care, it'll just be South African music. I'd assume, but I don't know if that's how it is. You know, I'd assume
I
that
don't think that's how it is.
they just. Why I also say that is because then if that's how they look at it, it sort of opens up a space for us to not have our genres be so anti each other. Like if they could work together, like if you can have a Maskandi trap and R&B all in one joint, you've got a South African song.
Yeah.
You know. Now it's like if it's got a piano, lock drum, automatically it's South African.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of artists need to start working together for us to all compete at the highest of levels. We have to come together. Because for me, the highest level isn't winning a summer.
No.
You know?
It's not. But that even being nominated, like 5 nominees in a category, it means these are the top 5 in the country across all genres. You know, I'm not saying that's the ultimate, because at the end of the day, people decide what they're vibing with.
What they fuck with, you know?
Yeah.
For me, the highest level would have to be... what's the highest level of music for you? When you're like, you know what, I've done this, not just locally, but I've gotten... If I'm dreaming to be the best, this is where I'm looking. Where would that be? Or what would you have to achieve for you to get there?
That's a tough one, because you could say the Grammys, and there are artists that we've never heard of in South Africa winning Grammys. You know, would you say they've reached the highest when we've never seen them at the
You don't know them.
most basic level that they're supposed to be representing, you know? So I wouldn't even say the Grammys is the highest level.
For real.
Yeah, I think it's about stages. I think it's about stages. If an African artist can fill up Madison Square Garden in New York, if an African artist can outsell Wimbledon Stadium in England, that's the highest level, you know?
Okay. You're speaking more on the people that like consume the music.
Yes.
If you can get them,
If you
you're
can
at the
get
highest
them.
level. But even winning a Grammy, where you've got a panel of people who have to go research you and find out who you
When
are.
when the whole country's gonna be shocked, like, hey,
Who the fuck is this?
these guys are from South Africa, what a Grammy, but we've never heard of them before. I don't think that's the highest level, because they can't even fill up Johannesburg Theatre.
So would you say for us, right now, we have one artist maybe at the highest level? Tyler. She's Grammy winning, but I don't know if she can fill up stadiums, you know? But when it comes to the business and the music side of it, she's competing at the highest of levels that you can compete in.
Yeah, she's put there to compete at the highest level. Bring her here. Is she bigger than Kabza?
Nah. Yeah, she's...
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
You know what
So
I'm saying? I'm saying she's put on the pedestal to say, yo, there you are. You know, it's bypassing and skipping stages and like, okay, you're there now. You know, but I don't think if you can bring her here, she would make the top 10.
Nah, we all know that. We all know
Yes.
that. But my thing is because for me, now you've changed my perception or perspective of how I look at it. But for me, Grammys have always been the pinnacle of any artist. You know what I mean? But
When they were real.
yeah, before the payola. But when I look at it from your perspective, I think it is more important to be able to do O2 Arena, do Madison Square Garden, rather than winning a Grammy.
Yeah.
But for an artist, a Grammy is like the highest
It's
level.
a validation.
But that's that's when
It's a bragging rights.
yeah. But now it's not given to you by necessarily your fans. You win your Grammy because there's a panel of 12 people that discuss this thing.
Yeah.
You know, so business wise, I do feel it's Grammys, but having people, having listeners, having people that buy your music,
You need the people.
that's the biggest level you can be at.
You need the people like Snoop Dogg, Tupac, Big. All those guys never won a Grammy.
Facts.
You know,
Facts.
Bob Marley could fill up a stadium anywhere in the world.
Facts. I mean, niggas are pissing on Grammys now. Didn't using it as a doorstop. Didn't Kanye piss in his Grammy?
Yeah, like literally.
Because as an artist, I feel like he probably felt that was the pinnacle of, or the highest level.
Yeah.
But then when you realize that you actually don't need all these panels and people who can't make music.
Now you have
need
24.
your fans.
Now you have 24 of these things. You don't
And
see
it
a
doesn't-
value anymore.
You can't make money, and you're not even packing up anything really. You're not filling up stadiums. You're not outside like that. But you got the Grammy. You know? So I don't know. For me, I definitely agree with you. I did have the mindset of the Grammy being the biggest deal, but it's me and you that you want as an artist.
Yeah.
You want people that are gonna spend money to come see you and spend money to buy your music. Fuck the Grammys kind of thing.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, dog. Yeah, but that's my thoughts on that, man.
Yeah,
Like, we're not on the highest level.
I just hope we up our game and compete on the highest level. That's all I'm asking for.
Conversations like this are very important. I remember when we did our panel last year, end of the year, and we were speaking about how good the year has been, and someone brought up, I think it was Zinger, brought up the fact that it's not okay for us to keep saying we're at the highest level when only Usman Mane was the hottest cat for the whole year.
Yeah.
You know, we need the highest level to be us. We're not chasing the highest level. We are the highest level. You know what I mean? More artists, so people are looking to go beat those hip hop niggas. You know, Kabza's in studio thinking shit. Almost said mega. Casper's about to drop. It's December. Now I need to work hard, but they don't think like that.
No.
It's us thinking like that. It's us saying shit. Kabza's dropping an album. Fuck, let me go work in the studio and see if I can compete with that. Where as long as you are not on the highest level, you are not on the highest level.
That's it. But that's where we need to go.
Yeah. But I would love to see more South Africans win Grammys, though. It's a cool fucking.
Yeah, it's a cool gesture.
It's a cool fuck you.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay, let's go to the free period. Nkole.
Hit the bell there.
On the rapper side, we got Holy Alpha.
Holy Alpha. I actually thought we spoke about Holy Alpha before.
No, we haven't.
That's crazy, yo.
We did speak about her in passing, but we didn't profile
her.
Yeah.
Alright, shout out Holy Alpha. She's from Cape Town.
She's from Cape Town.
Cape Town artist. I met her, I think 2 years ago or a year ago. 2 years ago, when Stimroll was doing their studio thing where they're bringing different artists.
Yeah.
Jamming them up together. And I was very impressed from back then, you know. I thought she would have been a bit more bigger right now.
Yeah.
But she had a lot of hype about a year ago, or a year or two ago. She was the next it girl.
Yeah, and recently I've been seeing on social media people saying a lot of Cape Town rappers are checking her style.
Really?
Yeah.
What? Okay. Can hear that.
You know?
Can hear that.
You can hear that.
Yeah, but it's no. I think that's normal. It's like just the Cape Town way of rapping.
Maybe that's what you would think.
Kanti, it's her shit, no?
Yeah.
Or like she's the pioneer.
It's like someone sounding like 25K, like it's a Pitori thing.
Yeah.
They all sound like that.
Exactly.
You know, so
it's
probably it's that situation.
Yo, and if people are saying that, that means they're saying that she's just not the hardest one doing that anymore.
Because somebody took it and ran with it.
Made it a bit better. Because I haven't heard really much from Holy, like I'm saying, for last year. I don't know if she dropped or anything. She hasn't been on the radar as much as she was when she was doing all the corporate stuff. And
yeah, but I think she's too dope, and
she's dope.
She deserves the next level.
She's dope. She does deserve the next level.
You know,
it's her journey is her journey. You know, we can't tell her what to do.
Yeah,
but she is one of those.
We're hoping to hear more from Holy Alpha. you our artist of the week on the Masterclass podcast, episode 148.
Word, man. And shout out to Cape Town. They're having competition within themselves.
Yeah, I
love
see
to
that.
see that.
But I like the fact that they working together. When you see the features, they work
Putting each
together.
other on.
Yeah.
That's the only way it's going to work, this thing, though. We're not going to be able to compete at the highest if we're hating on our own people all the time.
Yeah.
Let us stop being the problems and go support and bump this music that Holy and them are dropping. And it's quality, too. It's not like Holy's dropping cock, dog. She's really
Shout
good.
Shout out, Holy
Really good.
Alpha.
And she's kind of fly. Don't you think she's fly?
Moving to the producers.
Producers. I don't know this producer, dog. BLFR.
BLFR.
Bluff.
What big less for real or something like that.
Oh, word.
What less for real. He handled most of the production on Younger Chief Lord Faku's album. You know. So and then I checked him out and he has a couple of other stuff. You know, I saw him doing a session with Blackie. I'm like, okay, he deserves the spot to be our producer of the week. He's putting in some work. So that's BLFR.
Is he new in the game? Because I've never heard of BLFR.
I just discovered him recently. I don't know. Maybe he's been grinding, you know.
Okay.
But I just discovered him recently.
Oh, okay. Shout out to him. Yo.
Yeah.
I'm going to go check out his stuff.
Right, for sure.
Obviously, I'm a big fan of Lord Faku. So I think he's dope, bruh.
Yeah,
Lord Faku is so well produced.
Yeah, I checked his stuff. He is like quite good, you know.
What kind of sound does he do? Because is he like musical or it's more about I can make a drill beat, trap beat, whatever the fuck you want?
I think he's an all-rounder. You know, he can be trappy, he can be musical.
Do you know where he's from?
I don't know where he's from, bro.
You know, homies, producers don't really have like online profiles. Like all the artists we speak about, yeah. If we want to do research, we'd have to call them directly.
Hey.
You know, there's no Wikipedia where you can find these cats that we speak about. So shout out to BLFR.
BLFR.
I won't forget that, man.
Yeah, no.
Big shout out on the work you did on that album. Still, for me, your best work
It's
yet.
Big Les for real.
Big Les.
Yeah, Big Les
Not
for
the
real.
little one.
Yeah, BLFR. Big
In
Les
a
for
real
real.
way. In a real way. All right.
Shout out, bro. You are our producer of the week.
Yes, sir. Let's get into the review, bro, and get out of here, yo.
Yeah. Ginger Trill.
Because I said so.
Because I said so.
I like the title.
Yeah.
I think it's very ginger trilly.
Yeah, it's very, like, yeah.
How do you feel about it?
I like the
trying to pull up
album.
the track list.
And I don't like the album. I like the album and I don't like the album.
Okay.
You know, I like Ginger Trill. I like the bars. I don't like the production.
I can hear that.
Yeah, the music is too funerally. I don't know if there's such a word. It's
I
too,
like that it describes funerally.
Yeah.
Like it would play nice at B3.
Yes. I think his beat selection, he chose the slow jams, laid back beats, you know. But the raps are there. You know, I just don't like the beats, man. I think there's one song, track number 7, Rap Don't Pay.
Yeah, with Lord Keys.
Yeah, I think that's the, in terms of production and delivery, that's the best track on the album. That's the track that can get him paid, ironically.
Okay.
You know,
Could be the crossover song.
yes.
It's very musical.
It's very musical. It's ear friendly.
And
it's
then the raps
radio
come
friendly.
through.
Yeah.
And it
no,
still
with the
sounds
raps,
nice.
with the raps, trust me, you can't go wrong with Ginger Trill. So that's why I'm gonna give him a 9 just for the raps.
Just for the raps.
Just for the raps.
Okay.
And that one
Is the production.
production let down.
Okay. I hear you. I'm with you. I wasn't as disappointed with the production as much as you were.
Yeah.
I just felt it was different from the stuff that Ginger would normally give us,
Yeah.
music-wise. But I also know Ginger makes music based on how he's feeling at the time. And
But we don't know what's happening because this is his first project at Stay Low.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's surprising because then, the production could have been a lot cleaner,
Yeah.
But I actually like the album, dog. I don't have much of an
I
issue
also
with
like the album. I'm just not too excited about the production.
Okay. I hear that. Hey, that's if he's dropping it under Stay Low, that means I don't know if they let him do what he wants it to do.
I think it does have
Freedom.
creative freedom. I just don't know who the executive producer was.
Probably himself. Doesn't say on the socials.
No, it doesn't.
On Spotify. I do like the features. The Marcus Harvey feature is dope.
Yeah, for sure.
Obviously, you can't go wrong with Zulu Mecca.
You can't.
On Big Five,
Yeah.
3 features, the rest is all him.
Yeah, it's nine songs. That's, yeah.
Okay. 9 out of 10, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10.
I'm giving it a 9.
I'll give it a 7 out of 10. It wasn't, I don't know if it's to write home about.
Yeah.
But for me, as a Ginger Trill fan, going to listen to that shit back to back.
Yeah, because he said so.
Because he said so.
Shout out to Ginger Trill, man.
Big shout out.
Check
Trilly.
out that album, Ginger
Glad
Trill.
you're working.
Because I said so. Yeah.
All right, let's get out of here.
We are here, man. The Masterclass Podcast,
Peace.
episode 148.